Honeycomb Pond!
Hey gamers, I'm Pan, and you probably know Theo from my previous vids if you watch my channel. If not, Theo, want to say a few words?
Hey guys, I'm Theo. I'm a collector of almost everything. Whatever comes into my hand, I collect it. So, yeah, and I'm talking about games though, yeah.
Right, so Theo also has a pretty big DS collection, and as you can probably see, that's one of the larger ones of mine. So we decided, you know what, let's talk about some of the lesser known fun DS titles. So Theo's brought a few of his games, I'm going to show a few of my own, so without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so the first game I'm going to show off is Fortson Ellison on the DS. So this is a first-person dungeon crawler, like an old-school RPG sort of thing going on there. It was originally made for mobile phones in 2006, so you can imagine the graphics are not exactly the best out there, but they were slightly upgraded for the DS port. Basically, in this game, you play as an elf with a talking wand who goes to visit a colony of dwarves that's been taken over by orcs, and since pretty much everyone else is dead, you're tasked with clearing the mountain of the orcs. You can gain new weapons, gain new spells. It's fairly short, but it's pretty fun. It's not the best game out there, but if you want a casual dungeon crawling first-person RPG, then this is the one for you, as it can be found extremely cheap.
You know, the fun thing is that I knew of orcs and elves. I've seen it a lot of times. It was really cheap online, and I never picked it up because I was guessing it's a shit game, but I really love dungeon crawlers. I always play those games, and I didn't know there was one for the DS. And at such a cheap price, it's a game you must have for your collection. So I'm definitely picking it up after I get home.
Even if you're strapped for time, you can beat this game in like one long playthrough. It's like, what, 3-4 hours long? So I would definitely recommend it to pretty much anyone who likes casual RPG.
So, I've brought with me Anno 1701. It's a settlers game, it's a civilization game, it's a twist from Age of Empires with a story, and it's a pretty decent game, to be honest. A lot of people pass it because, to be honest, you must spend a lot of time to play this game. There's a lot of instructions and tutorials to get the hang of making your own settlement. But if you're a person like me who loves civilization, Age of Empires, Age of Mythology and whatever, this is a game for you. It's the best port of a civilization game, settlers game on the DS. I've played Wise Strategy, I've played Age of Empire, I've played a lot of games on the DS, but I believe this is the best there's out there for civilization / settlers / Age of Empires game. You know what I'm saying.
I played the PS3 Civilization game, Civilization Revolution I think it was called.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty okay, but I'm really not one for those games. Like, I tried the Total War series, and I was just awful at that. Like, I cannot invest that much amount of time to like learn how to play a game before I actually get to the meat and bones of it.
Yeah, this game has complexity, but it's balanced out with some touch control simplicity, so I think it's also a nice starter game for civilization games.
Alright, so next game is From the Abyss. This is another RPG. This is more like a roguelike with randomly generated dungeons. You lose all the items you've got with you if you die, but it's not some hardcore roguelike thing. It's actually a pretty easy game to beat when you've got the hang of it. You've got different classes to choose from, I think, but I just chose the warrior because I could use all the weapons. There's a variety of weapons. You can have axes, which you can throw. There's swords, which are swords. There's like lances that have a wider range. And you go through randomly generated dungeons, fighting monsters. It's a pretty brief game. I remember I actually beat this in school, in geography lessons, like I was playing during class. And if I can beat that while multitasking, pretty much anyone can, if they actually sit down and put the time. It's again, it's nothing special. It's got pretty decent graphics. It's got okay-ish music, and the story is really nothing to envious of, but it's a pretty solid title. Like, it plays like it's supposed to play.
I've seen this title before, like through some searching on the internet for some good RPG games. Some people love it, some people just say it's a meh game. I've seen it online for like, let's say around $20 to $30, so I never had the time to invest money into the game. But I believe maybe if it's a solid game, then why not pick it up? So Bangle Spirits is actually an amazing game if you haven't played it yet.
I actually have this in my collection as well, and I can vouch for that. It's so much fun.
It's like shame on you for not playing this game. Shame on you. So Bangle Spirits, you can't really explain what it is.
It's kind of like a puzzle game, but it's got action elements in there as well.
And shoot 'em up as well. But the fun aspect of this game, there is a point in it where you're like, what the heck is going on here? What you don't understand what's happening.
There's just so much stuff on screen.
And there's too many projectiles. It reminds you like Contra. It reminds you of Ikaruga, but on a next level. And there's like 160 levels, and all of them are filled with shit to do and shit that's gonna get you. So I definitely recommend a shoot 'em up puzzle action that's gonna make your DS or even 3DS lag like hell, because there's just too many stuff for
And
it.
it's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah.
Plus, like, apart from that plethora of levels, you can customize your own levels, and you could download stuff online back when the
Nintendo
Wi-Fi network worked for the DS.
Yeah.
But now, yeah, you can just like make your own challenges and just have a ball with that. The replayability of this game is just endless.
The really fun thing for such games, it has the multi-card capability. So if you have a friend with a DS game, they can just download it from you and you can play with them.
After showing off 2 RPGs in a row, it's time to show off a 2D fighting game. This is Dragblade, and it's a rhythm-based fighting game. Basically, your attacks do more damage. You get better combos if you time your attacks with sort of musical beat. This doesn't have the best of stories. There's several characters to choose from, and in typical fighting game fashion, they all go through the same storyline, even if they all fight for different reasons. And their fighting styles are fairly similar. There's not a lot of variety in this. But what makes this stand out, apart from its rhythm game elements, is that it doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, I remember there's one special attack where you drop a bathtub on someone's head. And I just love games that aren't afraid to be silly.
So Freedom Wings. Freedom Wings is an amazing game in my opinion. I picked it up for like £2 or even less online, and I was amazed to its content. So let's say it's an action RPG where you have a plane, you customize your plane, and you go out there and fight other pirates who are also on planes. And apparently it's like, let's say, imagine of a world where it's full of pirates, but instead, for some reason, they're on planes, not ships. Airships. So you're fighting pirates on airships. And the amazing thing about this is like the vastness of the game. You may fly for a couple of minutes until you find an encounter, which sometimes is a downside. But if you follow the storyline and follow what other NPCs tell you within the game, you can find like huge airships and which are gonna amaze you on their fighting capability, and they're gonna make you wanna grind some more until you're able to beat them. But seriously, a game where you're a flight simulator, action RPG with evasive maneuvers with your silly airplane going around, going loops to avoid bullets. Why not?
Wait, hold up. So is this kind of like Star Fox then in gameplay, or is it?
In gameplay, it's like Star Fox, but there is also an auto gameplay. It plays by itself, and you just use your touch controls to target other NPCs or pirates, and they follow the orders you give you. Or you go in manual mode, which is really, really hard, and you're basically flying the ship and trying to shoot the others down. I don't use the manual mode. I use it only to avoid other pirates because it's really hard to use it during combat.
On the subject of planes, let's just give it a bit of a sci-fi twist and go spaceships with nanostrain. This is a shmup. There's not really much to say about it other than that it's a shmup. It plays like like a shmup is supposed to play. You've got your different weapons, you've got like power-ups, there's lots of different modes. There's the story mode, which is pretty straightforward. There's a mode where you try to get the highest score. What I like about this the most, though, is that it can be pretty forgiving. Like, it lets you continue the story mode after you lose. And the visuals and music are also quite decent, especially for a DS game.
Contact. So how do I start talking about this? Imagine a game.
In a world where stuff happens.
No, actually, it's a game. But it's
In
not
a game where stuff happens.
It's a game where it's not a game. You're being thrown. I'm gonna spoil a bit of the start. A bit. You're thrown into. No? Should I not?
Do what you feel is right. Follow your heart.
I follow my heart. So let's just say you, the DS owner, who's playing the game, I don't know, maybe you're an interdimensional being that has super amazing god powers and you're able to interact with characters in the game. That's pretty much what this game is. You're being thrown into the laboratory of a professor who's asking you, the interdimensional being with godly powers, to help him and the little boy, which you will also control while playing, while the professor up on the second screen is doing some stuff to help you with some pretty weird ways. He gives you stickers, and you use the stickers in the real world of the game to destroy, kill, boost up your little character that you use or manipulate, possess. I'm not even sure what you do, but it also breaks the fourth wall amazingly. It's a really fun game. It has some nice gimmicks, it has jokes, it has everything in it.
It's pretty messed up if the professor is encouraging you to possess a little boy.
Well, he doesn't tell you you're possessing him, he just tells you help him, but you can't control him, so if you can't control him, in my opinion, you're possessing him or something. So yeah.
Sounds weird. I like weird.
Yeah.
On the subject of games with a sense of humor, Ninja Town is a brilliant tower defense game. Basically, you're like this ninja elder and your village is invaded by demons. So what do? You build ninja huts. Now there's different classes of ninjas. Like there's the straightforward ninjas. There's the anti-ninjas who are brightly dressed, slow, but hit really hard. There's archers, and then there's the weirder stuff like snowball ninjas that throw snowballs. There's the business ninjas who are hyped up on caffeine and so move faster but hit less hard, probably because they're tired of working a desk job all day. And it doesn't take itself seriously at all. Like, it made internet meme references. These are probably a bit dated by now. Like at one point, the elder asks, I think it's the accountant ninja or something like that. He keeps all like the charts and stuff. How many demons invaded the village? To which the reply is over 9,000. But it's really charming. It's got cutesy graphics, but it's lots of fun. I could not recommend this highly enough.
The fun thing is, I've seen it a lot of times. I never picked it up. I love tower defense games, but I mean, when you turn and look, it doesn't actually say it's a tower defense game. It shows something like that, but I would have never guessed from the back cover. So I think I will pick it up because I actually do love tower defense games. Infinite Space. It's an epic odyssey, space odyssey of 3001. So you're this little boy who wants to go and explore the universe, and you are given a slim chance of possibility to manage your dream. It's an amazing game. It's an RPG. It's a strategy RPG, to be honest. It has some simulator factors within it. You're allowed to change your crew, allow your crew where to work within the ship, etc., etc. But the sheer immensity of this game is amazing. You can go from planet to planet, visit new worlds, new people. Well, actually, the downside is you cannot explore the world because it's mainly within space fights and crew fights. So you have a really fun mechanic for avoiding and fighting within space, and it's definitely a game to have within someone's DS collection.
Alright, so those were 5 hidden gems from each of our DS game libraries. We hope you enjoyed watching this. We're going to include a brief slideshow of honorable mentions for your viewing pleasure. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, give us some constructive feedback. If you want to see more of this, then we can talk about our honorable mentions next time. So thank you very much for watching. Theo, where can they find you on social media?
Well, I think only Instagram right now, which I'm be.lawsome. Yeah, it's a weird name, but no judge.
Yeah, he recently started up an Instagram account. He's got some pretty cool pictures on there. So if you're interested, follow him. And follow me on Instagram as well for more frequent pickup updates. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers!
Yeah.